Self-doubt is one of the most destructive forces in the human mind. It whispers at the worst possible moments. It convinces you that you're not ready, not worthy, not capable, not enough. It turns small challenges into impossible mountains and makes opportunities look like traps. But here's the real secret about self-doubt. Almost every successful, confident, high-achieving person you admire once struggled with it too. What separates them from everyone else is simple: they learned how to transform that doubt into unshakable faith. Faith isn't about pretending. It isn't about blind optimism. It isn't about ignoring reality. Faith is the ability to trust your potential before the results appear. It's the mindset that turns uncertainty into progress, fear into courage, and hesitation into momentum. Today, you're going to learn exactly how to make that transformation. Understand that self-doubt is a signal, not a verdict. Most people treat self-doubt like a warning to stop. Winners treat self-doubt like information. Self-doubt often appears the moment you're about to do something unfamiliar, something challenging, something that stretches you. It's your mind's natural response to stepping outside your comfort zone. Instead of viewing it as proof that you can't do something, see it as evidence that you're growing. Your comfort zone is safe, but it's also a cage. Self-doubt is the feeling that appears the moment you start shaking the bars. It's a sign that you're entering new territory, and new territory is where all progress happens. People get stuck because they believe doubt means stop. But doubt really means prepare. It means your brain is waking up to the possibility of change. The first step toward unshakable faith is understanding that doubt is not a verdict on your ability. It's a signal that you're evolving. Once you stop treating doubt as an enemy, you'll start treating it as fuel. Replace emotional interpretation with logical truth. When self-doubt hits, most people let emotion take the wheel. I'll fail. I'm not good enough. This is too hard. What if I embarrass myself? These thoughts feel real, but they are not facts. They're emotional reactions, and emotions, while powerful, are not reliable indicators of reality. Winners learn to separate feelings from facts. When they experience doubt, they question it instead of obeying it. They ask themselves, what evidence do I have that I can't do this? Most of the time, the answer is none. The doubt isn't based on reality, it's based on fear. Logic is the antidote. When you examine your doubts objectively, they lose power. You start noticing your strengths. You recognize past successes. You remember your ability to learn. You see options instead of obstacles. By grounding your thoughts in logic instead of emotion, you begin to trust yourself. And that trust is the foundation of unshakable faith. Build a track record of small wins. Confidence is not built through grand victories. It's built through small wins accumulated over time. Self-doubt thrives when you set huge goals with no evidence to support your ability. You look at the big picture and feel overwhelmed. You compare yourself to people who started years ahead of you. You expect yourself to master things instantly, and when you don't, you assume it's because you're not capable. Winners approach it differently. They shrink the goal. They break it down. They create simple, achievable tasks that build momentum. Every small win becomes a brick in the foundation of belief. Faith isn't automatic, it's earned. Every time you follow through on a task, you deepen your trust in yourself. Every disciplined action strengthens your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to succeed and start seeing yourself as someone who does the work. The more small wins you stack, the quieter self-doubt becomes. And eventually, faith becomes your default. Transform fear into forward motion. Fear is not the opposite of faith. Fear is the forge that shapes faith. Here's the truth. Courage does not exist without fear. You cannot be brave unless something scares you. You cannot grow unless something challenges you. Winners understand this at a deep level. They don't wait for fear to disappear, they move with it. Self-doubt often comes from fear of the unknown, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of rejection. But every fear carries a deeper message. You are standing on the edge of something important. Most people retreat the moment fear appears. But fear is a sign that you're on the path to growth. Instead of letting fear paralyze them, winners use it as a compass. They lean into it. They take action while shaking. They let fear be the fuel that drives them forward, not the wall that stops them. When you step toward fear instead of away from it, your brain learns something life-changing. Fear doesn't mean I'm in danger, it means I'm expanding. And that is how faith is built, through action in the presence of fear. Rewire your identity through self-talk. Self-talk is one of the most underestimated forces in human behavior. You become what you repeatedly say to yourself, whether it's empowering or destructive. The average person talks to themselves in a way they would never talk to someone they love. They criticize themselves. They belittle their accomplishments. They replay failures. They speak doubt into existence long before they give themselves a chance. Winners become extremely intentional about their inner language. They don't lie to themselves with unrealistic positivity, but they speak to themselves with strength. They build an internal voice that encourages instead of weakens. They replace "I can't do this" with "I'm learning." "I always mess up" with "I can improve." "I don't belong here" with "I earned my place." Changing your self-talk is like updating the software of your mind. Once the system changes, the results change. Your identity writes your destiny, and identity is shaped by the words you repeat to yourself every day. Surround yourself with people who strengthen your belief. Self-doubt grows in environments where nothing inspires you, where no one expects more from you, where negativity is normal, where ambition is mocked or questioned. Your environment shapes your belief faster than you realize. Winners build circles that elevate them. They spend time with people who think big, who encourage growth, who believe in possibility. They surround themselves with voices that amplify faith rather than doubt. When you're around people who expect greatness from you, you start expecting greatness from yourself. When you're surrounded by people who shrink, you shrink with them. You don't need a large circle. You just need the right voices. Even one person who believes in you can strengthen your identity. One mentor can redirect your path. One supportive environment can transform your confidence. Faith is contagious, and so is doubt. Choose your circle with intention. Stop comparing your journey to others. Comparison is one of the biggest triggers of self-doubt. When you measure your progress against someone who started earlier, had more resources, or has already put in years of work, you instantly feel behind. You start questioning your worth. You start assuming you're not talented enough. Winners don't compete with other people, they compete with who they were yesterday. They understand that everyone's timeline is different. Everyone is fighting private battles. Everyone has a unique path. When you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Your journey is yours. Your pace is yours. Your growth is yours. The moment you stop comparing, you reclaim your confidence. And you finally give yourself permission to become the best version of you, not a copy of someone else. Act before you feel ready. Here's one of the biggest truths about confidence. You don't get confidence before you act. You get confidence after you act. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait to feel prepared. They wait until the fear disappears. They wait for clarity. They wait for motivation. And they wait so long that opportunities pass them by. Winners know that readiness is a myth. You will never feel fully prepared. You will never feel completely confident. You will never feel like everything is aligned. Faith is built by stepping first, by moving into uncertainty, by learning through action. Confidence comes from doing the thing you fear, not from thinking about it. When you act before you're ready, you prove to yourself that you are capable, which rewires your identity. You can't think your way into faith. You must act your way into faith. Build an internal contract with yourself. Self-doubt doesn't disappear by accident. It disappears when you make and keep promises to yourself. Winners build internal contracts, non-negotiable commitments that shape their identity. They decide who they want to become, then hold themselves to that standard. They don't break their own promises. They don't self-sabotage. They don't negotiate with laziness. They don't abandon their goals because things get hard. When you keep promises to yourself, you build trust. When you build trust, you build faith. When you build faith, you become unstoppable. The strongest form of confidence comes from being able to say, "If I decide something, I will follow through." Always. You don't remove self-doubt by pretending it's not there. You remove self-doubt by mastering it, by understanding it, by rising above it, by transforming it into something powerful. Faith. Unshakable faith isn't something some people are born with. It's something you build through action, through discipline, through courage, through intention. Every small win, every brave step, Every shift in self-talk, every moment you move despite fear, they all carve out a stronger, more confident version of you. You are not stuck with self-doubt. You are not defined by your fear. You are capable of building a level of confidence that nothing can break. The question isn't whether you can become that person. The question is whether you're ready to start acting like them today. Because the moment you do, the transformation begins.